Hey, there I am. Okay. That over there. How's it going today? Oh, we're not gonna need Evo Maker stuff today. There we go. We will need that switch info though. How you doing today, Beast Mode? Are you having a good Sunday? The Photon is a 65%, yes. This is not the Photon. This is the QK80 Mark II with the Dark Covenant on it, which I think is a fine ass keycap set. Here, let me get the switch info out of the way for now. You'll be back. Here you go. But I love the font on this. And the spacebar less so. I could kind of do without the guy with the arms kind of reaching across the spacebar. But I love these keys. Maybe I'll just switch it out. Maybe I should try something else. Hold on. I could put something blue there. I got just the thing. That's good. Good to hear. These do have the HMX Cannonkeys, first encounter, choose switches. Oh, that's the wrong one. I thought I had. Maybe I don't. Or maybe I put it away. Just put a white one there. What do you think? Is that going to work? I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, we'll put it back for now. But I might see what I have for. But I think it came out really nice. With the, you got the kind of purplish lights on the back. You've got my big thumbprint right there. Got this guy, which I think I need to change out. I might put magic there. I have magic. I have magic. I am. Today, we will not be doing anything red. Today will be teal, then blue, and then more blue. So it's a very blue day. Blue day because Freya is out of town. She had to go visit her dad, an emergency. So she is currently driving herself and a friend to Nebraska. Wait, that is the right size. How did I miss that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's take a look at this bad boy. Oh, it's there. Okay. So here we go. This is the Photon. Very simple box, but like kind of a good graphic on it. Other parts that came with it are inserted into the box, which is why it's bowed out a little. And yeah, it was designed by AO3. It is about 6 hours from the Denver metro area. She had to pick up her friend in Fort Collins, which is about an hour north of here. So in the box, we have whatever this little box is. That's it. It's just a keycap. Like, it's not even branded. It's just a generic keycap and switch puller. Kind of looks like it's been manhandled a little bit. How weird. How weird that they would include it in here like that. The foam kit, which did not come in the box, I put it in there when I was keeping everything together, because you order it separately, and we will be using foams today. So this will be less useful. This is a branded plate fork. This is the knob module. Also did not come installed in here, but we will be installing it today. So that is fun. We're going to have a knob on our 65%. They're a braided cable. Sorry if I'm making that rustling noise. It's just, you know, the way it goes. Come on. There. So their braided cable is actually really nice. It's feels sturdy. Yeah, the plate fork is nice. I just have very little use for plate forks. The Photon gasket pack. So we'll be installing those onto the plate. This is the PCB. Let's go ahead and open that. Take a look at what we got. What I got? I got 2 turntables and a microphone. Where it's at? The actual lyrics, where it's at. Alright, here we go. The only labeling on here is on the top, which says Photon right there. It's very nice, subtle. The bottom also says Photon. And way down here, you've got Cannonkeys' website and AIO3's website. And then a logo for AIO3. For Cannonkeys, I think there was an AIO3, yeah. Right there. As far as what we can do with it, I think it is pretty fixed. So, yeah. There are no options on here whatsoever. There is no options, not even for step gaps. Just nothing. So this is straightforward. It does what it does, and that's all that it does. It does have a physical reset button on it, though. That's nice to see on a keyboard. Aside from that, multiple points to fix your plate, which we will look at in a second. Let me get this back into its bag. Oh yeah, I was going to let some other people know, just in case. Okay, hold on one second. How are y'all doing today? Before we take a look at the grand prize, this is the battery, which is huge, which explains why this thing gets like 2,000 hours. Like you run this thing for half a year off of one charge if you don't turn on any lighting. No, that's wrong. Wrong. Wrongity wrong. Okay, that's done. Close that. We don't need that shit. Yes, the gasket pack right here. and the keyboard itself. So nothing much going on here. Get the box out of the way. I'll put this in here. So this is supposed to be teal, but it's kind of a smoky blue-gray, which means I'm probably actually, I was originally going to put DCX Dusk on it. However, I've just changed my mind, and I think we're going to go with Space Cadet. Those are my other glasses. Oh, what am I doing? First things first, everybody. Okay, look at that. We'll put that up there on display while we lube stabs. Our stabs for today are, of course, going to be Stupid Stabs. Buche Studio's version of the Paigu stab. I got them on sale on Amazon Prime Day, so that's why I bought it from them instead of buying it from KP Republic. Remember, if you have not shopped at KP Republic before, you can do so with the code VIADEB024 to get $5 off your first order. Just take that. All right, so this is going to be a 6.25U board, because if it fits, it sits, which means we won't be needing our 7U. So for you 7U lovers, wah, wah, no soup for you. I'm just going to lay that out so I can use it to lube stabs. How many do I need? I need 1, I need 2, I need 3 and 4. So you also go on the side. You'll go into my pack of loose Paigu stabs, where I eventually make a whole nother. I do have another set of stupid stabs that I picked up in case you wanted them. Yes. So if you need a set, you let me know. But it's a TKL set right now. If you need a full set, let me know in advance, and I will get one on order for you. Especially because I need to order another set anyway for a keyboard or two that I have coming in. I also need to order some Designer Studio plate stabs. So that has become my plate stab of choice, by the way. Designer Studio. I find they're pretty good. So, all right, let's get some Lubin. Lubin. Professor Lubin. Get it? Kind of like Professor Lupin, but with with less friction. So for my stabs, as always, I am just doing a light coat of 205G0. Paigu stabs have silicone inserts, and so they do not...
Sorry, I didn't understand.
I don't know why you keep triggering. Weird. Paigu stabs have silicone inserts for the wire. So I put some on the housing that stops it from giving any rattle. And then I do some on the wire itself, but just a light coating. And that just kind of tops it off. You can tell how to put them in because there's a little blocker here. So it actually won't drop in if it can't, or if it's backwards. So I always do my spacebar first. I don't know why. It's just a thing I do. Theoretically, you could run silicone insert stabilizers with zero lube. There could be just a little bit of rattle, but which is why I do this little bit to top it off. So, and I only do, you know, this is something relatively new for me, as far as a new thing that I do, is that I don't do the bend of the wire. And that is thanks to Apiary Keyboards, whose stream I was watching when she mentioned that she didn't. And she explained that you want the wire to be more snug in the bend because you don't want it to come out. It's not going to come out on this thing because of the way they're designed, but still, it made perfect sense to me, and so I no longer do it. And it's backwards. See, that's a good example. Won't go in if you do it backwards. Still backwards. Okay. I have to go get my other jar. So as you see, I'm just doing a really light coating. Just a light coating of 205 G0 along the actual arm. Are you too good for your home? Okay, there's two. And notch goes towards the back. And one arm. It was the one-armed man. So close. And three. Come in. With the Paigu stabs, You have to watch out because these guys will actually try to pull out the bottom until you actually put them in, because there's nothing to stop them from wedging out of the bottom. Okay. Last one. Can he do it? If I need to lube the Lofree stabs, though, I'm definitely gonna need more. All right. Last wire. Hey, did y'all know Gen Con was this weekend? They announced that Brendan Lee Mulligan is going to be the GM for the next Critical Role campaign. Matt Mercer's going to play. So that'll be interesting if you're into role-playing games and Critical Role. All right, here's our last one. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get that. We had some left. Not enough for another set of staff, but I would have been able to finish out that TKL set. Anyway, that is stabilizers. Bring back our PCB. Break out our foam set. Let's see what's actually in the foam set. We see the one, but I think there's also a PE sheet in here. How do you open this thing? Oh, there it is. Am I blind? Yes, I am. Alright, cool. You know, I love building keyboards so much. There is no PE sheet. Okay, so there's no PE sheet, so we don't need to worry about that. So we just need to put in our stabilizers. I guess I am saying it wrong on porpoise. Come on. You did not go in, did you? No, you did not. Okay. In. Yes. Yes, you were in properly. Okay. Shift. And shift. Hey, what do you think about the music this time? I'm just kind of digging on something different. I mean, it's the same sort of vibe, but did a different channel. I've been feeling very elfy recently, so I found an elvish channel. And I think it's good that I used plate mount clip-ins for this. Come on, it's always this last one. Alright, there we go. Everybody's in. Let's check them. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. And everybody's in. Okay. So from here, we grab our... Where did you guys go? There you are. Right on the other side. These are the little shims. The shims stop them. The knob is going to go, I believe, right here. I'll need to figure... Oh, sorry. Knob is going to go right here. That's what I meant. And there's this switch on the back, which is going to be our Windows Mac mode. I'm always going to be in Windows mode, but you know, that's just how I am, because you know, I like to have computers that do things. Hey, End of Greatness, what's going on, man? What do you think of this color? I think it's the bomb diggity. By the way, this is polycarbonate. This is not an ABS plastic case. This is also polycarbonate. So, how are you doing that? Are you running parallels? Are you, what is it called? Boot camping? Are you, like using wine? Are you whining it? I said you went in all the way. You did not. There you are. Okay. I mean, boot camp is the best way to go if you have an Intel processor. If you have an M series processor, I think Parallels then becomes the best way to go. Alright, come on, you. Go in. Just flip it around. Try it this way. Let's try a different one. That might be the thick one. As I mentioned on these shims, there's always two thick ones on opposite sides. That are, yeah, that's one of the thick ones, I think. That are where they do the injection for it. Oh, you use Windows mode on the keyboards. You don't use, you're not running a version of Windows in your keyboard. I see. Why do you do that then? I mean, it would make sense to run your keyboards in Mac mode, I would guess. Or do you have it? Are you using your alts in your instead of your commands? Come back. Okay. Two more. Oh, you have a bunch of computers, so you don't need to do it. Yeah, I have a Mac at the office that we use for troubleshooting. I need to rebuild the thing anyway, but That is, that's the same for me. I have, but okay. And that is all of our stabilizers. So here's all of our stabilizers installed. Now we're going to put down our plate foam. If I were going to install the screws, which I think I might actually do, I should do that now. So our screws should be in our screw set. We'll have come in the box somewhere. It's just the battery. Come here. Not. Let's come inside the knob set? I don't think so. Am I missing something? It's just that. Here is a battery compartment. There's a battery compartment? Weird. Not sure how that's going to work anyway. Huh. Apparently I'm not going to do that then. Oh, so to move on to the next step, we're going to need to open it. And we'll open this just to make sure there's nothing in here I'm missing. Those are going to be our gaskets. Those are more gaskets. These I think are the feet. Yeah, those are going to be our feet, which we can install whenever we want, including right now, but we're not gonna. Instead, we're going to get our screwdriver. Good old iFixit toolkit, because it's a toolkit. For those of you who play Street Fighter. Let's see. So these are our less enjoyed. Oh. Sorry, I was wrong. The knob is going to go right here. In this place that looks like it really wants to be a knob. So. Maybe I should look at a build guide. I don't think I need to, but maybe I do. I think I know how it works. Well, one task at a time. Let's take apart this thing so I can get at my Jilly G. Willikers plate. So this is a hidden screw design with 8 Phillips head screws. Little Phillips head screws. Either I'm missing a bag or there are no extras. tray. Use my stupid tray, Chris. Thank you. Frey is very happy to hear that. I mean that because, you know, she likes big knobs and she cannot lie. So there's supposed to be gaskets for here, 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 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long and 1, 2, 3, 4 short on each side. So we have 5 long. That's the battery module, which we'll deal with in a bit. Is that a big knob module, or are you just happy to see me? I'm just happy to see you. AliExpress wants me to know that I left something in my cart. And one to grow on. Let's deal with the knob module real quick. So I think I gotta put that on before I deal with the plates. I'm wrong. This goes like this to protect it, and then it goes here to double the size, and then I screw up. Guide, schmild guide. These, of course, are not Phillips head. And not that size. So there are a series of 6 contact points. They are the non-standard contact points to other knob modules that I've seen. So you have to use this particular knob module with it. It does come with a hex screw that I could have used, but you know, whatever. Oh. Okay, one knob module installed. Now we're going to put down our plate foam. And then our plate goes next, which goes over like this. And make sure that everything fits. Because if it fits, it sits. Now I could use a lot of switches. I got Nixies, I got Gateron Sage, I got HMX Poro, Y3s, but we're gonna go with Chew because I love Chew. I do my corners first. Okay. Apparently, the top row of this keyboard has inverted switches. So, important to note. Just the top row. I don't know what you want, but get out of there. Get out of there! I think not. I think once I have keycaps in here, I think that the size of the knob will be appropriate. Since it's in the middle of a bunch of keys, you kind of want it to be a little bit taller. Switches a little. After putting in my 4 corners, and I put in the 4 corners for placement to make sure that the plate is aligned properly. Then we start putting in our switches. Trying to decide if I need to put in the top foam. I need to put it on both sides. I don't know. I really should look at the build guide, except for the fact that I'm a chump. Invert, because top row, weird. I've had like a couple of keys be inverted. You can ignore that. I already have the best viewers on stream. You guys. So this keyboard is was in pre-order. It is not in pre-order anymore. It is fulfilled, obviously, since I have one, and they don't just send me stuff yet. Hopefully someday, cross your fingers. But I assume that if it went well, there will be a round 2. Although I don't know how well it went, so. So I'm wondering how the case foam is going to work with the battery module compartment. Am I going to have to cut it? I think I've decided that I am going to put on the top foam. Hope for the best. Again, I could look it up, but where's the fun in that? So we're installing the Chew switches. That's by HMX and a collaboration with Cannonkeys. And yeah. Then we'll be using Space Cadet. That's the MTNU set. So this will be an MTNU board. I think it's been waiting to be in this keyboard the whole time. It's been here the whole time. Not a game changer. Alright. Good enough for snuff. Install our extra top foam. I just generally get microfiber cloths from Micro Center, which are local. You can get a big bag of them for cheap. I did have a couple of boards come with some nice microfiber cloths. Particularly, of course, the Petrichor came with this beautiful white, just soft, like the whole presentation. Let me just tell you, I love Petrichor. I loved it on Doctor Who. I loved it here. Petrichor's at work. Now, another one of my keyboards, I think it was the TET, came with another, the KBD Fans microfiber cloth. I think it was KBD Fans, wherever the TET's from. I'll show you it in a second, because I got it right over there. Okay. Last top gasket. Let's see how our case foam fits. See, it's weird. That is not going to work. Anyway, we're going to install our battery. This is more Phillips head. As much as I dislike the fact that they use Phillips head, at least they are using brass inserts. So that when I pull this thing apart over and over and over and over and over again, that I will not have a problem. Battery, come to me. Battery goes in here, comes out this little guy right there. And then we just need to put it back on. Do this the opposite way. Let's do this the other way. Let's put it in here like that, and then yeah, hey look, that's probably how I was supposed to do it all along. I'm gonna cut the foam. I'm not scared. All right. It obviously comes through here, which is fine. Fun, even. I think so. Yeah, okay. Everything works except for this area right here. So, hey, guess what? Okay, let's scoot you in. Everybody go in where you're supposed to be. So where you're supposed to be. So where you're supposed to be. Because you are backwards. Right. All right. Screw you on down. Ink. As I do with my switches, I do my 4 corners first. Don't want to over tighten them like I just almost did. Now that I got 4 corners in, everything should be stable. Let's plug it in and see if it works. It does. And we are going to need to take out the bottom foam regardless, because the bottom lighting isn't right. And there's my flex. See if I still have flex once I put it back together. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that they included bottom foam, but I wish they would have designed the case so they could use it. Call me crazy. I mean, it's not an expensive keyboard, so, I mean, But neither is the Eve. And the Eve did it. And the Eve did it right. Well, the Eve did it all right the first time and did it better the second time. I hope it does because of the silicone, but of course, don't get me started on that because I can't get the silicone set to upgrade my current Eve because it costs $5.90 and $25 of shipping. Well, it's got a little flex. I'm not expecting much because I put both foams in and all the foam or pour-on gaskets. Apparently, there were some builds that people were recommending that only used 4 of the gaskets. Probably the 4 along the outer edge, which would be interesting, but I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, especially because you pay for the foam kit separately. Anyway. Okay, so let's try that again. I mean, yeah, that's much better. I mean, it's not going to do much. It's going to have like a subtle underglow, which is kind of nice, especially when I make it all blue. Okay. As I said, we're going to skip dusk and go straight to Space Cadet. Space Cadet you may or may not have seen on a couple of my other builds that I've done recently, which is fine. Great, good, glorious. Not glorious. Never glorious. Just give me keystrokes. Hey! Thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Where'd you go? How are you doing? Hello to you. Oh, wow. Raiding party. Oh, Marshmallows. Thank you for the raid again. This is the second week in a row. It's becoming a thing. I like it. We're still building the Photon. This is the first build that I'm doing today. I am putting on the feet now. Go in your hole. Did I miss? I think I missed. Can I read? That's interesting. The AIO3 logo is underneath one of the feet. So you can see the Photon on the bottom, and I'll show you that off in a second. I like Space Cadet as far as the look. The sound, when I type on it, I rub the key and it makes a little bit of a scratch, which is weird. Because I'm weird. I'm a weird guy. What do y'all think about that? Color versus the case. Do we think that's going to work? I think it's going to work. Oh wow, you're getting shine on your, because these are supposed to be PBT keycaps, so they should not be shining too quickly. That was my hope anyway. Oh yeah, this is the MTNU Space Cadet set. I don't know what's supposed to be here, but I can tell you what it's gonna be. It's gonna be page up. And we'll look at that when we're looking at which, if it shows up in Via or Vile by natively. I expect it to, frankly, from Cannonkeys. I want the regular GMK set at some point, but I was looking to try out the MTNU profile, and I love blue. I love blue. Sort of like, you know, gold. But not gold, because I'm not as big a fan of gold. Silver. Silver and gold. Which we're going to have our touch of silver on here in just a second. I'm going to put that on when we get to it. So, I hope everybody caught, this is the Photon. We're building it with the HMX Cannonkeys Chew or First Encounter switches. And I have the optional knob module installed. Here you go. Come on, you. Come on. There you go. Which we're going to install in just a second. Well, the knob module itself is installed. We'll install the knob in a second. MTNU is comfy. I mean, it seems like a nice wide set, which should give it some decent depth to the sound. I don't know if y'all missed it, but the foam, like I got the foam kit, and I love foam. If you don't know that about me, that is one thing everybody should understand. First of all, there is the battery module here that you can't use the foam if you put in the battery module. So I cut out that section. That's this right here. And then I put it in, and then it blocks all of the RGB from the bottom, which is the only RGB in it. And I also like RGB because, I don't know, I'm like 90s guy, I guess. I'm a sucker for all the little shticks, so. So here's our knob. Okay. And then no, where's that hex screw? There you are. You're not even the right size. What the Jilly G Willikers? Gee whiz, everybody. Oh, mister. You're way too big. There you are. There you are. Or are you? Can I go bigger? I cannot. Am I missing exactly the right size that I need? I think so. I will have to deal with you later. For now, you're gonna be slip sliding away. No, because that's the right. No, you're not right. There's my guy. All right, let's do this. Now that's in. Okay, we win. Let's finish her up. Hey, what do y'all think of the music? I am trying something a little different. Just a little different. Okay, we got some arrows. So the knob can be another key if you'd like. That is an option. I am going with the knob, because why not? Let me get my spacebar out. And we need a fun button. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to decide how I feel about it. I mean, you're actually right. It is Brobdingnagian. But here's the side profile. Aside from the knob, it looks good. There's the other side. On the back, we've got our USB-C connector, as well as a Windows Mac default switch here. And then, other than that, it is pretty much a standard 65. Let's get the keycaps out of the way. Let's get it connected and we'll take a look. Scissors go back into place. You are done. You are also done. You are also done. Go in there. You don't go down there, but I will find who does go there later. Alright, let's put this through its paces. foam is gonna stay over here. I will figure out what I'm gonna do with you later, but everything else related to it going in the trash. Because I need a mouse. Okay. Alright. For those of you who did not see earlier, here is the bottom RGB. All flashy. Alright, let's open a new window. Okay, let's go in here, authorized device. No compatible devices found. Oh no. Let's try Vile. No compatible devices found. Oh no. Is it sitting on something? Oh, you were in the way. Got it. Okay. Well, that's not great. Let's check out the website. No, I can't afford a Blue Ridge. No, I do not want your free product guide. Oh, right. I can't put it through Vile. It's ZMK. Okay. Let's go to ZMK. Launcher. Oh, that might be my fault. Sounds good. Maybe I won't be able to modify it today. It's not the keyboard I'm looking for. There we go. Okay. So it appears as if we are unable to make that change right now. I need to unlock it. Yeah. I mean, it's a ZMK thing. I'm going to talk to Pete about it and see if I can get some help on doing that, but that won't be right now. In the meanwhile, let's do a quick sound test on this bad boy. Pause the music. All right, this is the Photon with HMX Chew switches and the MTNU Space Cadet by GMK. All right, that was the sound. I think it was nice. And I think that the colors, let's go ahead and block the browser for a little bit. I think the colors work with the blue that it is. I might turn off the lights for now because the rainbow doesn't work with it. But once I get that into ZMK, I should be able to change that, or at least figure out where I go to change it. Yeah, I'll have to ask. I'll need to go through that. But that is unfortunately not today's problem. Let's see. Can we volume control at least? We can. Oh. Oh. So, the volume control works. However, it moves it up by anywhere from... because it's got a good tactile bump, but that tactile bump is not associated with a single digit. It is anywhere from 4 to 8 on the dial. So that's weird and not great. So currently this is delete, this is page up, this should be page down, but as a knob. And then function. Everything else, well, except for this page up, everything else is actually set the way that the default is. So I have no problems with using it as it is. The function key is supposed to be there, which is great because that's where I wanted it anyway, obviously. Let's take a drink. This is not sponsored by Coke Zero. However, I would take some of that sweet, sweet Coke money if they'd offered it to me. Not cocaine. Yeah, just regular Coca-Cola. All right, let's clean up a little bit. Move that plate fork. Gonna need you guys in a little bit. You guys stick around. You're gonna go in there. You want the trash. You're gonna go over there. You're gonna go up here. In case I need to type anything. Go in there so you can charge while I'm doing stuff. And next we will look at the Lofree Flow lights. I know a lot of people have already looked at this thing, but I just recently got one, and the prices are coming down because they have their new one. So you can get this for like a song. I got this for $62, $69 after shipping directly from Lofree. This is not sponsored. None of this stuff is sponsored, at least not today. Nobody sent me anything. I bought all this stuff with my own stupid money. So, here's the Lofree light. Set that to the side for the moment. Then they have L cable. A good solid L cable, but it's an L cable. Probably because one of the intentions for the Lofree light is to use it on your MacBook so that you can set it on top. Oh, let's get that bag out. You can set it on top of your laptop, and it works on my Carbon at work, but does not work on my Lenovo 15-inch gaming PC or laptop. So that is this. So it's low profile. It is very light, coming in at, I believe, 1.21 pounds as built stock, which is this. The keyboard itself is ABS plastic. There is a friction fit dongle right here with magnet inside, so that's good. It has one set of flip out feet, which change the angle from 3 to 6 degrees. There's a roll knob here that pushes. There's an accent light, and it glows white. Only white. That is all it does. So it will, it's wireless, obviously, because it has a dongle, and will run for about, if you turn off the lights, it says it'll run for up to 80 hours. So that is good, and this is the default sound. So that's the default sound, and you can see the lighting will come up in a second, I thought. But now, there we go. So this is the default lighting scheme. It wants to connect or die. So we're going to change that in a second, because we're actually going to change out these keycaps. So these keycaps are going to go away. These are PPT keycaps. They're not really bad. They're just not my vibe. Oh wait, I've been watching my... So much stuff to do. Wait, no, that's not right. Okay. That was a whoops on my part. For anybody who's in my YouTube channel, I had not brought up my chat. So if there's anything you're interested in... Oh, these are the Spectre switches. So they're the standard linear, non-silent. They're close to silent, but not silent. There isn't another one of these that is a silent switch. And the Spectre switches are part of the thing that sold me on this. I was thinking about getting, oh, what was it? There was another company that has a plastic, but it's like a clear plastic, low profile board that takes standard low profile MX switches and was like $10 or $15 cheaper. But then I would have gotten that, and then I wanted to get the Spectre switches for it. So I'm like, well, let me just look on Lofree site and see if they have a deal on the free or the Lite. And sure enough, they did. This is around the time of Prime Days, which is when I picked it up. But I expect it to go on sale more again as they move more and more towards getting rid of their old Lofree Flow and Lofree Flow Lite stock in favor of the new version 2, which is just released or is just releasing. I forget. Which, you know, if Lofree sees this and decides to send me that, I'll totally do a stream on it. I have just the keycaps for another set. Not the ones I'm going to use today, which are going to go on here. Oh, hey, I forgot my music. Let's get the music rolling. But not there, because that's not where it is. Okay. It shouldn't be in there. Okay. So on my new keycaps, that caps lock is not going to do anything. That is specifically designed to work with the Lofree Flow keycaps, which is stupid, but okay. So this is a 75%. I have a couple of problems with the layout, but they're not serious. All has to do with this top row, because I hate the top row. I don't like the fact that it's not broken up. I don't like the fact that it's print screen, insert, delete, because that's kind of dumb. But anyway. I'll get over it. It's only dumb because insert is the worst key ever. And I will die on that hill. It had a purpose at one point. For the most part, it does not. I think I found one or two people who insist that they need insert for their daily work. I think they're wrong, but it's their work, not mine. They can do whatever they want because it doesn't impact me, and that is the golden rule. As long as it doesn't impact me, you do whatever you want. But the keycaps we will be using today are the Keychron LSA Blue Sam set. So, pull this down. hold that up, see if I can get it to fit in the middle. And I can, just barely. So this is the set that we're going to put on here, and I think it looks... Oh, sorry. They don't call it Samurai. They call it Knight. You know, because... Knight. Not Samurai. Oh, no. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for the chat, man. How are you doing today? What's up, Klex? How are you doing today? We got the Photon up here, which is currently connected to the computer. Right here. We built it with MTNU Space Cadet. I got a couple of little minor issues, but overall, it's nice. Well... It was pretty good, except for I bought the foam kit, because of course I bought the foam kit, and you can't use the case foam. Like, it comes with case foam, but if you can't really install it, it doesn't really work in the case. It like pops it out, and it just doesn't work. I had to even cut it just to make it, because there's a battery compartment over here. And there was no allowance for that in the keyboard. So, but you know, yeah, it's just weird. The other thing I knew, but was also a little disappointing. It doesn't even support like step caps. It's completely locked into this profile right here. These are LSA profile keycaps. So they're specifically designed to work with low profile keyboards. Now, keep in mind, you can kind of use these on, and the fact that, like Beast Mode said, now that I've got it actually installed, I mean, that knob is just gigantic. I can take the knob module out and put in another key, which I think is what I will end up doing at some point, and I'll just live in disappointment that I bought a knob module and a knob module and a foam kit that I can only use half of the foam kit. But, I mean, it sounds pretty good regardless of the fact that there's no foam in the bottom. It doesn't really need the foam in the bottom. When I'm done this one, I will go back to that one and do another sound test on it, just to show off for anybody who was not here before. Because really today is all about these two keyboards. They're Lofree, Flow Lite, and the Photon. Lofree and Photon is obviously by Cannonkeys. Maybe not that obvious. And the Flow Lite is by Lofree, obviously. They both have knobs at the moment. Photons is optional. And basically, yeah, you just take off 2 screws from the bottom, and you can just pop off that knob module. Control. Okay. Need some arrows. Don't drop it. So these are not shine through keycaps, so obviously it's going to be a different effect when we power it back on. Insert. Delete. And if I remember right, home, page up, page down, end. I want to say that's right. I guess we can flip it later if we need to. I need a Windows key. I need an Alt. Yes, that is correct. Since they are pushing the 2, I was able to get this for like 62 bucks. So I kind of wanted one for me to mess around with after the disappointment that was the ND75 low profile, which I can go grab if we want to do a direct comparison. That is currently in its stock configuration because you can't put it into any other configuration for the ND75 because they are the only people who have the switches that work in the ND75 low profile, and they don't sell those switches or any other switches. You can't use the ones. Yeah, there is a Lofree Flow 2. There's not a Lite yet. Alright, so let's pull this from here. We're going to plug it into here. So, obviously, there is lighting. And obviously it is not too intense. It just shines around the edge. I think it's interesting that because the bottoms use, it's a double shot, so the bottoms of the switches are the color of the legends. So it kind of actually makes the light, the white light, more cohesive to the whole keyboard. And frankly, I like the colorway going with this. Like, I think it works. I don't know what y'all think. You should let me know. Get in the comments. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if anybody watches actually besides me. But let's do a quick typing test. All right, so this is the Lofree Flow Lite with the Spectre switches and the Keychron LSA Night keycap set. Okay. So that is the Lofree. What do y'all think? Sounds like an in-game. I mean, it could be for somebody. I mean, I have a coworker that I think will love this keyboard. Honestly, I think that his in-game is quiet, low profile, light because he carries it everywhere. I think actually not this specific one, but the Lofree Lite 100, because he wants the numpad because we type in a lot of numbers at my work. So, and it's wireless. So, and it will. This will at least sit on top of your. If you have laptop keyboards without numpads, this could just sit on top of that. It's got the little roll bar, which is fun. Yeah. As far as the Photon and its sound test, it kind of goes a little something like this. So I think the sound on this actually came out really nice. There's your underglow. There's that battery compartment I was talking about, Collex. Which, you know, you can see that there actually are LEDs that are interrupted by the battery compartment, which again is another, like if they had moved the battery compartment, and obviously it would have been a little bit more difficult, but so that it was just a little bit lower. It could have been like here instead of here, and they would have been able to have the lights, but you know, that's just me, and it doesn't really need to hit bottom in order to come out, because it does. So we're going to set that there, and yeah, so that's 2 down. What do you think? We're going to go for 3. The third one is a little bit weird. So set that there. Grab this guy. So here is my Monsgeek M1v5 TMR. Currently, and we're going to set these aside somewhere because we're going to be pulling these keycaps and switches off. So currently, this is what the keyboard sounds like. It has MT3 Cyber as well as, yes, 3 different boards, 3 completely different experiences. Hopefully, by the time I'm done, it will be 4 completely different experiences. And we'll go over that in just a sec. So, right now it has the Duhawk, I forget what the name of them they are, but it's Duhawk switch that has the silent top out. So it kind of sounds a little something like this. So it's not my favorite sound, and I've been playing with this thing for quite a while. So, and these are the switches that are in it right now, along with the keycaps, and we're going to be changing out both of them. I was thinking about keeping the switches in it, but for my plan, it's not going to work. I don't know that my plan's going to work in the end, but I am going to give it a shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the DeHuck switches, and we're going to put in Geon RAWs. And the reason we're going to put in Geon RAWs is because we are going to be putting in the OXO 3D blue keycaps. And if I leave the orange stem switches in here, it you can't see the legends because the legends are also orange. So I'm hoping by putting in some white switches and milky switches at that, I'm hoping the light dispersal will be a little bit better and will allow me to use them more effectively. So I haven't tested this at all. This is just something that I was thinking about earlier today, and I'm like, oh, I should do that on stream. Especially since Freya had to go to Nebraska. Ugh. Which I'm less than happy about. But, you know, what are you going to do? Her dad had a problem, and hoping that it's not a big deal. But, you know, we'll find out. Alright, so that's the keycaps. We're going to take our good old Wuche Studio switch puller. And I hope this really works, because I hate taking out HE switches, especially Geon RAWs, because they don't want to come out. What they do is, on the Geon RAWs at least, and less so on here, is that there is this little side bump that they use to help make sure that the Hall effect switches stay in the positioning plate exactly where they need to be, so that when you do a calibration test, the calibration test is consistent with the experience that will happen thereafter. Otherwise, you could end up with anomalies. It's good that they do it. I hate that I have to deal with it. So, yeah. But that's just me. Alright, I can't do the whole board because it is plate mount. Oh wait, no, it's secured because it's a Hall effect. So I can just take them all out. So I got the idea because on the MagCore induction keyboard, they have some accent keys that are also acrylic keys, and they sound good. They sound good. But I mean, the induction switches, the Kale induction switches that are in the MagCore are different and somehow much better than the Hall effect switches. So if you're going for sound currently, you may want to look at the Hex 80 if you're going for sound for Hall effect. But also, if you're interested in the induction, aside from the software, which I'm hoping they fix, MagCore is a good option. Now, MagCore is currently less of a good option because they need to fix the software. Namely, you cannot edit the function layer of the mag core, nor can you set profiles on the mag core, which for, you know, day-to-day use, if you're getting a TKL Hall effect, it's because you want to dual run it as your daily driver / gaming keyboard. So the fact that you don't have the ability to do that by hot swapping profiles, I'll get you in a second, is an issue. Okay. Oh, I do not want to step on you later. Okay. So these are Geon Ross. I have some more, but I don't have enough here, but we're just going for it. So the TMR board can dual run mechanical switches along with Hall effect. And the interesting thing is that you could do them at the same time. So you can make your whole keyboard mechanical except for WASD, spacebar, what have you, your gaming keys. And then just make those Hall effect if you wanted. I mean, I have plenty of mechanical keyboards already. I don't need another mechanical keyboard. Well, which is funny for me to say since I ordered a couple of mechanical keyboards earlier today. So I'm actually going to be trying to stream tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be looking at, I think, the Monsgeek Hall effect, Hero 68. I did not pick up the nut because it wouldn't have gotten here in time. I wanted to pick up a couple of boards since Freya had to go out of town. I wanted to make sure that I was amused, and by amused, I decided it was going to be for me streaming keyboards. So I needed keyboards to stream. I have a couple that I could do, but I'm like, nah, let me just jump on Amazon, see what they got, yeah, so I did that. And now, here we are. I'm going to build a Hall effect keyboard today. I'm going to build a Hall effect keyboard tomorrow. I don't need to worry about that keyboard having acrylic switches because I found out that it already does. So I think that might be the way to go. That people are using it as a shortcut to try to get Hall effect keyboards to sound better. And if it does work, well, I'm all for it, since I already have the set. I also have a gray set around here somewhere, but I couldn't find the keyboard that I have it on. And so I could not pull it off of that keyboard. So when I find that, I might do that, but the blue's nice. Maybe I've had it at work. Could be at work. But the one that's coming for Wednesday is actually the YCAV Stars 80 in purple. And on Tuesday, I should be receiving my HMX Cosmic Purple switches. And then I'm going to put Spellbook on it. So I've got like this whole plan. As long as everything comes in the timely fashion that I hope, I will have that all purple build. And I think that the purple of the Stars 80 actually was pretty good. It wasn't like a lilac, which I'm not a fan of. It was more of a purple, which I am a fan of, especially when I combine it with Spellbook. You know, with the corner accents that are rainbow, which I hope I could change to being purple, but we'll have to see. Ooh, looks like I might be just a couple short. I think I'm going to be too short. Like life is too short. Like the rapper, too short. Okay. One. Where are you partially open? Right. Get somebody else. One is the loneliest number. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one. Okay. And the keycaps, as I said, are the OXD 3D Legend blue keycaps. I don't think I have anything connected at the moment, do I? I do not. Okay, so I can set you there. I'll pull you down, set you there. See, I think this is the way to go. If I can see it. It's a little hard to see Maybe once the light hits it. I mean, it looks fine with a black background, but when you put it against a white, wait, not you. That is our first layer. This is our second layer. Sometimes and arrows. Alright, so let's pull this out of the way. I have a feeling we're going to have to tweak the light on this thing something fierce. So see if we can get it to show up properly. But here we go. First things first. Did it work? Is this a better sound than where we started? Here is sort of a sound test. So I definitely think that the sound is there, but can we get it so I can read it? No, not with that we can't. It's pretty though. Okay. The angry red light is because it's charging its battery. Okay. So first things first, switch the setting. Actually, that's fine. We'll deal with that. Now light. Any colors I can see it with? Blue. Blue's not too bad. No. Let's try blue a little bit. You know, since it's blue. You can also go for red. No, red doesn't work. It just comes out pink. That's not too bad either. That's too much. We'll go with blue. What do y'all think of that? Can you see it on there? Does it make it a little bit more legible? Not really for the screen. Not really for your camera. That's good. There. That's better. That's about what I'm seeing. So, legible. Mostly. And sounds great. Well, sounds much better. So, yeah, kind of digging this. Let me try another sound test. All right. 3 keyboards down. 1 day. Look at us. Woohoo. And for those of you who missed the others, here we go. This is the Photon. This is the first one we did today. I'm thinking about taking off this knob module and setting it up the way it was originally. This thing didn't even lock down at all, so that didn't help. I definitely think I'm going to be taking out that knob module. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Well, I'm going to get you out of the way. Put you back over here. I have a stand over there for that. And then there are a total of 8 screws that need to be removed. I don't know that I can get the module out without taking the entire board apart. I guess we'll find out in just one little bit, won't we? Oh, fun fact about the Photon. The entire top row has to be put in inverted of switches. And it uses Phillips head screws. Wah, wah. Because I don't always agree with Alex, but I do agree with that. Yes, boo, Phillips. The knob module is not Phillips. But the screws keeping the top case on. At least they did brass inserts. So there's that. I'm not just screwing into polycarbonate. Unlike the Molly. Be able to take off the top piece. It is and then there's just two screws here and here that again are not Phillips head. That's right. Yes. And then, no, I am going to have to take this whole thing apart. Wah, wah. Okay. Buckle up, everybody. Time for a Coke Zero break. Let's see how quickly I can pull apart a keyboard. Remove one piece, put the whole thing back together. One piece, hey. When is that coming back? I thought for certain that was coming back sooner rather than later. But I guess it has a lot of production that's going to happen. And they didn't know it was going to be the hit that it was after the debacle that was Cowboy Bebop. Not that I disliked the live-action Cowboy Bebop, because I really enjoyed it. But apparently, it was me. I was the only one. Alright. Now for my shoes. Gotta take off my shoes. Get it? Yeah, it depends on the ones. I mean, I've seen some pretty good things, and then I've heard about some pretty good ones, like the what is it, the Mr. Norris one. That they did like a few years ago, but like, you know, Cowboy Bebop was fun. Like the live action one, and I like what's his name, Cho, what's his first name, anyway, the guy who played Spike. Ooh, look, got it enough. All right. So as you can see, and I can start putting this back together. A, the plate is warped. A, the plate is warped. B, I now have another key that I can put in here. After I invert my top row. C, I'm going to need one more switch because I put a new switch in. D is for Dalmatian. Yeah. I also have the benefit that I have watched very little of the source material. Like on Cowboy Bebop, I saw like the first 3 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, and that was it. One Piece, I hadn't seen any. And then the last Airbender show, that was really good. Not the M. Night Shyamalan one, but the show. That was really good. And I'd seen more of that than any of the other 2. I want him to do a live action Robotech. That's what I'm waiting for. Because I'm old. So I like old things. Well, everybody wants to do their own spin on it. They're like, you know, the source material is great, but we should do this. And by this, they mean fuck it up. What about K-pop Demon Hunters? I started watching it. I haven't finished it yet. I'm going to finish it tonight after the stream. I'm going to go have some dinner and watch K-pop Demon Hunters. It's gotten some good hype. I started watching Dan to Dan, but Dan to Dan was crazy like Fooly Cooley, and it takes me a little while to work my way through it, and I'm going to, because I enjoyed it. I just have to, you know, be in the right mindset for it. Because I have to think about it. Who wants to think anymore? God. Jeez Louise with the thinking and stuff. You are not going back in. Everything else is there. Don't drop anything. I may have to put the stream on pause for a second. If that was indeed Freya, because, well, I won't put it on pause. I'm just going to mute you guys. If y'all want to hear, if y'all want to read my lips and determine how much I adore her, because I do, that would be cool, because, you know, I'm not scared. Alright, so the knob module was a bust. So if this goes back on sale, I would not recommend getting the knob module. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Skip the knob module. Am I saying you should not get the Photon itself? I mean, I guess it depends. If the Tess is out there still, I would get the Tess. The Tess is a little bit heavier because it's an aluminum construction, but it's an aluminum construction keyboard. It's also a 65%. And is an overall better value for the money. So that would be, or, you know, there is the new 65 core, which is going to be more than this, but not by like $20, not including whatever the shipping costs are going to be, depending on your location. It does lack wireless. No, this does not lack wireless. Nor does the Tess also has wireless. And you can get wireless for the Neo 65. No, you can get wireless on all of these. Pretty sure this has wireless. I'm almost certain. We could check in a second. I'm pretty sure the Tess has wireless. Pretty sure it has 2.4. Yeah. I think it has 2.4 and Bluetooth. No. I mean, the Tess is a fantastic board, honestly. Right, I'll show you my build in a second when I'm done this. It's I've got the blue, which is not really that blue, but what it is an almost ideal match for GMK Norse, which is what's on there. And it looks fan-freaking-tastic. I don't know if I've shown that to anybody. I don't need that one because I need a different one. No. Yeah, I mean, I do too, but universal daughter boards. That's nice because it would give us more of a repairability options, which are always good, especially if they stop producing it. Because I mean, they have some back in stock now, but I don't know how long that's going to last. And what if I need a daughter board? Are they going to have them for me? I don't know. Space Cadet. So since I added the extra key back, what I'm doing is I'm actually putting in the I'm putting it in its stock configuration, which is actually the configuration that I would put it in were it up to me. So that's good. Should be you. And it is. Yay! Okay. So you two got to go back in here so I don't lose you, because I am big about not losing things. Okay. Let's drop this back in here. Oh, I guess I didn't think about that part, but okay. Let's take this out again. Whoopsie! Whoopsie! You and you two. And you two. And you two. And you two. And then I think you two. Okay. Oh, I should be able to drop this in. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Trade you out for Phillips head. Alright, almost there. I mean, I think it's going to look cleaner without the knob. The knob was a mistake. I keep saying that, and, you know. Just because I keep looking over and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be better. So the only thing I can't do on here right now is anything, because I don't know the key layout. I mean, I know the initial key layout for the primary layer, but I do not know the key layout for any other layer. So that being said, let's go ahead and do another sound test, because here we go. All right, there we go. That is, and then here's our bottom glow. For those of you who are interested, the side profile with the glow. I like the curve. I don't know. It doesn't rock really, so that's good. But let me show you. Put you over here where you belong. I'm actually going to grab 2 keyboards, because since we're doing the Photon, there is one elephant in the room that must be addressed. So, first of all, as a competitor, a direct competitor currently to the Photon, we have the Test. This is the Test 65. It is available through Divinity. Right now, they currently have extras on sale. This was a pre-order or a group buy. I'm not sure how they phrased it. But it is an aluminum 65. It does wireless. It does most everything that this one does, lacking the one key, which it has an accent instead. An accent that goes to the bottom weight. This is an aluminum weight, so it's really an accent piece. I think it looks awesome with GMK Norse on it, especially after I got the little guy at the last sale. And so this is one way to go, right? This is about the same as far as cost goes. It's a little bit heavier. Probably about a pound or so heavier than the Photon, which is currently not for sale, but I think they're going to be doing another round. But alternatively, you have this. This is the Eve 65. The Eve 65, which is also a direct competitor to the Photon, it lacks wireless, but that is it. And it is only $49.50 with free shipping. I have the Gen 1, so I have foam at the bottom that impedes a little bit of the RGB glow. The new generation comes with a silicone weight at the bottom, which should aid in light dispersal for the RGB at the bottom. And so that is nice. And again, unfortunately, I'd like to get that because they do make an upgrade kit, but they have a it's $5.90 with $25 of shipping. So unless they decide to send a bunch over to Divinity, I will be waiting on that, because I mean, I could just pay $20 more and get another whole one of these keyboards. And it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, why don't y'all just make that free shipping? Anyway, this is a little bit clackier because it has DCX permafrost on it, which is an ABS double shot keycap set as opposed to the PBT double shot keycap set. Also, the wider tops will make it. And then, of course, this is also higher pitched because it's a GMK set, but sounds fantastic. I believe, yes, these are also, oh, that's cool, welcome back. These are also choose switches on here, so these have the same switches, but a GMK keycap, well, actually they're both a GMK keycap set, but this is an ABS keycap set, and this is an MTNU PBT keycap set. Also, this is an aluminum case. This is polycarbonate. This is ABS plastic, I am pretty sure. So, let's get the Lofree flow out of the way for a bit. Put that here. So, yeah, this is the Eve 65. This is by Swagkeys and is available through their website right now as a Gen 2, like I said. There is a slight change to the daughter board as well as a silicone weight in the bottom. And the foam here no longer has glue on it, when the glue wasn't that great in the first place, and it's not really needed if you have a silicone weight at the bottom because the silicone weight will hold the foam. Here's that. So switches in this bad boy right now are Gateron silver smoothies. So that's that. It's a little bit different. I could drop some chews in here if we wanted to have a direct comparison, but yeah. So these are like three very similar but very different keyboards around the same price range. This one's cheaper but lacks wireless. This is waiting on a R2, has RGB down glow. This is an aluminum case. Yeah, that's this build, which was the Photon today. I welcome any thoughts that anybody has. Meanwhile, I'll take a drink. Are there any other contenders that y'all would like to see compared to these three keyboards? I have a few. We could compare it to the Mode Envoy. We can compare it to the Neo 65 or the Neo 65 CU. Or let's grab the top board is the Test 65, available through Divinity in extras right now, with GMK Norse and the same HMX Chew switches. So, and all foams. All my keyboards have all the foams that I can put in it. All right, let's do some more. Here's another good point of comparison, if I have some space for it, which I do not. And we'll wait on you. We'll bring you out in a second. So this is the Eve 65, and there. We're going to move the EU65 out of the way for the moment. Put you over there. This is another ZMK board. This is the Bakeneko Go. So this is also a polycarbonate plate. This is obviously a gummy O-ring design. It is a 60%. And comes in at around the same cost. And it's very similar. I've added foam to like plate foam, and that is it. So, and this is a KCA profile. So it's slightly different. It is cherry, but with a wider top. So let's see what switches we have in here. Oh, these are jingles. It's the only keyboard I have jingles in. I forgot about that. I might have to chew this baby up. How is that going to be? Let's see. All right, guys, y'all stay there. Gotta be really careful, because of course, O-rings. So this is a little bit louder, but this is a little bit higher pitched. These are die sub as opposed to double shot. Double shot, which are normally higher pitched than die sub because of the material. But yeah. And then finally, I'm going to take this out. And we'll bring in another 60 in a second. So, for about twice the price, you too can have this. Let's see, we can scoot you, scoot you, scoot you. There you go. So this is the Key Cult Zero with the red accents. It's an all aluminum setup with die-sub PBTs. This is a retro style, obviously. Oh, right, because I have... So this is a much deeper switch. Oh yeah, these are HMX Bad Sweethearts, which are a very muted, like for HMX, they are super muted. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about them. I mean, out of all the keyboards that we've been comparing to the Photon, including the Photon itself, I think I like the Tess the most. I think it has the best sound signature for me. I think it has the best aesthetics, obviously for me, and it ticks all the right boxes. The Photon, while nice, for the same price roughly, I mean, there really isn't, like, there's definitely a comparison. It's just not one very favorable to the Photon. I don't have the Bauer Lite to compare it to, but the test at its price point is hard to beat. I think that the Neo 65 Core, when it releases, is gonna come close, because you're gonna be able to get very close to the same price point, and I think that QWERTY keys. I'm a shill for QWERTY. I'll recommend QWERTY keys keyboards till the cows come home. So there's that. So take that with a grain of salt. Is that I love QWERTY keys keyboards. I own like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I own 7 QWERTY keys keyboards right now. So that means that they make up roughly about 12% of my total keyboard is QWERTY keys. So anyway, that is the stream, everybody. I think that we covered a lot of ground today. Is there anything that I have in my collection that you know of that you would like for me to bring onto the screen? This is something that I've been toying around with because I yeah, you have a good night. I've been toying around with the idea of setting up, like, you know, I have some things that I was thinking would go good to compare the Photon to, but it doesn't have to be that. Like, if there's just something that you would like, then just let me know. But thanks for joining me.